In the meantime, protesters are once again gathering near the United Center at Union Park. This is a live look. While there have been a number of protests this week, the largest have been pro-Palestinian groups calling for a Gaza ceasefire. And activists are also demanding a Palestinian speaker for the convention's final day. Approximately 30 uncommitted delegates are attending this convention this week. A number of them slept outside the United Center last night. The sit-in was sparked by the DNC's refusal to include a Palestinian speaker on the stage lineup at any point during the four-day meeting.
In the midst of a genocide that has killed 40,000 of their loved ones, 40,000, 16,000 innocent children, their voices can't be heard here?
I couldn't walk in there and not walk over and let people who I share this pain of what's been happening to Palestinian lives for the last 10 months. This idea that we haven't done enough, because it's true, to release hostages, to bring humanitarian aid, and to protect civilian life.
Our city council was the first major city in the country to call for an immediate release of the hostages and a permanent ceasefire. You talk about thousands of babies and elderly being brutalized by active war. So in other words, you have to have a voice that can call for peace as well as the releasing of hostages. We can do both.
Now, while the uncommitted delegates rally at the doors of the United Center, crowds are gathering in the protest zones.
Casey Cronus is at Union Park today. Casey, what are the crowds like at this hour?
That's right. We want to give you a look at what's happening right now. There is a 5 p.m. rally planned by the group, the Coalition to March on the DNC. That group is made up of 270 different organizations. Right now, they are building a stage, and demonstrators are starting to gather here in the park. There's a couple hundred here right now. The organizers say there's expected to be thousands tonight by the time they march. They will start marching at 6:30. Now, there was a small clash earlier, just about a half an hour ago, when a group of what appeared to be Trump supporters arrived at the park with American flags. There was a small verbal clash. Nothing escalated beyond that. The group is still here. They were arguing with some of the pro-Palestinian demonstrators who are here in the park now. But as you can see, there's a lot of people in bright yellow vests. They're called marshals, the safety team. These demonstrators have sort of organized a group of marshals for every one of their major protests. So when that incident was happening, they were kind of forming a line to make sure nothing escalated further. Now, finally, I want to give you a look at the line of officers that is standing by in Union Park. They are prepared and ready to go as things get busier here tonight. One last thing we want to share with you is what Superintendent Snelling had to say earlier today when it came to this group and their march yesterday.
Because today is the last day of the DNC. We had another protest yesterday over at Union Park. Pretty large protest, not as large as we had necessarily anticipated, but yesterday's protest ended with no arrests, no one injured, no officers injured, and it shows that when you have some type of contact and collaboration with those who are organizing, that you can have a peaceful First Amendment gathering.
So there were no arrests yesterday. There were arrests earlier in the week. We will continue to monitor things here at Union Park as more people show up. That rally begins, and then, of course, that march. Reporting live in Union Park, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.